Okay, that's better. That's much better. It's a bit better. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for a few more people to show. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. Yes, you are. Hey, what's going on, Zaga the Animator? How y'all doing this evening? I definitely could tell you I've been better. Can definitely tell you I've been better. So, for those of you who are unaware of the fun things that have been going down in the last couple of days, first thing, yeah. Um, Seriously, like, take note, I was not a Hulkamania fan. I was definitely not a Hulk Hogan fan. I was more a fan of him as a comedic actor, kind of like making cameos, kind of like a whole Stan Lee deal. But I feel like, holy cow, that was way too soon after Ozzy Osbourne's death to get another legend to die. Like, seriously, how did we start off July with Ozzy Osbourne's death, whom, I'm gonna be real, a lot of people were really expecting, or at least some people, not everybody, but some people were expecting his death because basically, I mean, the man did pretty much party like a damn rock star. I mean, seriously. So there's that. Um, there was that, and basically the whole world was still trying to mourn over that. And then today we had Hulk Hogan deal with complications from his heart surgery and went into cardiac arrest and passed away. So I'm like, oh my gosh, can we get one day, or can we get can we get a couple of weeks or a couple of months to process some of this bullshit before we end up going right into automatic hell again? Because, like, seriously, like, I don't think Hulk Hogan deserved to die. I don't think Ozzy Osbourne deserved to die the way they did, but they did. I just can't understand it. It's a little sad to me because, I mean, take note. I lost it when Chester Bennington died because he was part of Linkin Park and they did so many good songs. Like, they did. Let's see. That being said, what is your favorite Linkin Park song? Let me know down in the comments below. My personal favorite is actually, oh my goodness, there's so many good ones. Oh, so in the end's a good one. I can tell you that is a good one. Numb's pretty good too. Oh, Breaking the Habit. Even Kryptonite. You guys are throwing some good ones in here. You guys are throwing some good ones in here. By the way, welcome NTWA Dumela. Or I don't know how exactly to pronounce your name, so I'm just gonna call you Dumela if that's okay. So, but yeah, no, dude, I bawled my eyes out when I heard about all that stuff. So, Faint and Numb, those are good too. I gotta say, my personal favorite might actually be Powerless. Um, that one might be like that's one of my favorites. But I also gotta say, like, dang, you guys got some good ones in here. Faint, Numb. Ooh. Let's see. Runaway is also pretty good. Oh, what's going on, Connie? What's going on, Kana Shihi? How you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing with that? We're talking about our favorite Linkin Park songs that we're listing in the comments below. Thought Kryptonite was Three Doors Down. It might be. Yeah, but you do realize that Chester did do he did do he did do a lot of singing with other groups too. Like, I mean, I know he did 3 Days Grace. I know he did. I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't he audition for Asking Alexandria? I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but, like, please let me know down in the comments below. Uh, However, I do know that it's gonna be really sad right now for the next couple of weeks for a lot of metal fans. Like, seriously, I know if Ronnie Radke passes away, there's gonna be some sus things that go down. There's gonna be some susness that literally goes down in the metal world because we had we would we would have had Ozzy Osbourne pass away, then we had Hulk Hogan, and then if frickin' Mike Shinoda or frickin' if anybody of those natures starts to pass away, that then hey, we got some problems going on in the music industry, and nobody's gonna solve this. So, but anyways, so but I gotta say though, it's been it's been a time. It's absolutely been a time. That being said, what is your guys' favorite Ozzy Osbourne slash Black Sabbath song? What's your favorite appearance of Hulk Hogan? Like, we're here to reminisce about the good times tonight. We're here to reminisce about the good times. We're not here to talk about the bad times and the current times. We're here to reminisce about the old times, which is why we've got some of the older Studio Series figures here, like Hot Rod and Dark of the Moon Ratchet. We also got Wooden Railway. That's the newer Wooden Railway Gordon. But the point being, yeah, Crazy Train's pretty good. Although I gotta say, I'm going through changes is pretty good too. I'm going through changes in my life. Oh, dude, such a good song. I got there's that one. I also enjoyed Mama I'm Coming Home. That one's pretty good too. So, but I gotta say, me personally, with Hulk Hogan, I gotta say I quite enjoyed his appearance in what was it? I quite enjoyed his appearance in Gremlins 2, and he literally stands up in the theater and tells everybody to shut up and watch the dang movie. That was a really funny appearance from Hulk Hogan, I gotta say. So quite pleased about that, but. Um, I also enjoyed him making appearances in like American Dad, Family Guy. I know he did a couple. I know he did maybe one or two appearances in South Park. I can't remember exactly which one, but at least I think he did. I may be wrong on that one. But that being said, did you guys see the new South Park episode? Holy shit! What the hell was going on with Matt Parker or Trey Parker and Matt Stone? Holy cow! Like, that episode literally just lit Trump on fire. Holy cow. No, have not yet. Oh, you haven't watched it? Okay. I will not spoil much for you. The only thing I will say, if you have not seen the special yet, is it's currently on Paramount Plus at this current moment, so you can watch it on there. Not to mention, like, the whole bit that they were doing here with Trump is very interesting. I will say this, just to put some people's mind at ease, it is not Mr. Garrison this time. I didn't see the latest slash newest South Park episode. It is on Amazon Prime right now if you want to watch it, if you got Comedy Central, or not Amazon. Well, it is on Amazon Prime if you have the Paramount Plus edition on it. So please go check it out if you haven't. It is hilarious, and I highly suggest you all watch it. I can't even begin to like fathom the hilarity of the episode. Like it is just something that I my jaw hit the floor, and I was like, and you guys got away with that? That was my whole reaction to that entire episode, because only Matt Parker or only Trey Parker and Matt Stone could literally come up with as much of a fucked up episode as that one for South Park, and still manage to sell their company for $1.6 billion to Paramount Plus. They now own South Park, and I know they've already contracted them for another 2 seasons. So seriously, if you all think that this is the end of South Park, or if this is the end of Paramount Plus or Paramount streaming service or CBS, you guys got another thing coming, because I know Trump's tried to sue them, but I'm also going to leave that alone as it is for now. So, there's that. I am actually excited, though, because they did announce in the trailer that they're going to do an episode about P. Diddy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. For those of you who don't know, P. Diddy was acquitted on some of his charges, which is kind of bogus, if you ask me. There's literally videos and people who showed up into his room and everything of that nature, and they also have testimonies from security guard and Cassie Ventura, and yet they still did not do a thing about it. So, just proves rich people can get away with whatever they want. So, just business as usual. But anyways, that's enough of the down and melancholy for those issues there. Have you guys checked it out, though? Have you guys checked it out? If you haven't checked it out and subscribed yet, we did do a review. We just did a review for this thing. So, I mean, please go check it out if you haven't. So, anyways, there's no like unboxing right now. There's no none of that because I couldn't not talk about the current events that are going on with pop culture. So, yeah. And especially to get two legends that passed away right next, like seriously, right next to each other. They had Ozzy Osbourne die on Tuesday, and then today on Thursday we had Hulk Hogan pass away. I just pray that the next people that do not pass away are friggin' I just hope it's not like Matt Hatfield or it's I really hope it's not any I hope Metallica is not next. However, I am going to tell you who I really think could possibly die next in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame death kind of deal is I think Keith Richards might be next on that list. Not because I'm trying to be upset or laugh at his death or anything of that nature, but I kind of chuckle at the idea of Keith Richards dying because it's like Keith Richards has literally escaped death. I don't know how many times due to the rock and roll lifestyle he lives. So I mean, seriously, like the whole joke with Robin Williams saying that there's going to be a cure for there's going to be a cure for cancer and it lies within Keith Richards. Keith, the apocalypse will happen. There'll be five cockroaches and Keith Richards standing next to them going, I smoked your uncle. Did you know that? So that is a Robin Williams joke, and I am totally paraphrasing on some of that stuff, but not all of it. But the point being is that I would not be surprised if Keith Richards goes next. I just would not be. However, I will say this: it is really cool though that Ozzy Osbourne was knighted at one point. That was quite interesting. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne was knighted. I didn't know that until recently. I did not know that he was truly knighted as the Prince of Darkness. So, kind of blew my mind a little bit, just a little bit. Although I thought it was hilarious when he showed up in Happy Gilmore to bite the bat. Was it Happy Gilmore or was it a different movie? I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. So, anyways, leave your favorite. Let's see here. Leave your favorite. Leave your favorite Hulk Hogan moment on or down below in the comments. Tell me your favorite. Tell me your favorite Hulk Hogan moment down below. I would love to know. I'm definitely interested for that. So go for it. Check it out. So. That being said, if you guys didn't catch the unbox and chill earlier this week, which we did do, but I did not know that Ozzy Osbourne had passed away, and I ended up doing that stream on that day. It was unbeknownst to me until later that evening. So, but anyways, so that being said, also, what is your favorite South Park episode that has ever been released? I can tell you right now, without a doubt, my personal favorite is Make Love, Not Warcraft. That was the funniest episode, and quite possibly, as entertaining fact, if y'all didn't know this, the cheapest episode of South Park to ever release. In an interview with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they basically were like, we did not think that episode was actually going to take off as well as it did because we didn't have to animate much at all. Basically, they called up the animation studios, or they called up the studio that made World of Warcraft, which was, I think it was Blizzard, and they basically took, Good Time with Weapons. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good episode, too. I'm not going to lie. Good Time with Weapons. That's a good episode with Professor Chaos getting a shuriken stuck in his freaking eye. I loved that. That was a good episode. But what's funny about the episode Make Love Not Warcraft is the fact that they literally called up the studio who did the graphics for World of Warcraft so that they could animate certain things for the episode. And when they did that, they were like, "Oh, well, how much do we owe you?" And they're like, "Oh, we only owe you you only owe us a small amount." So they were like, well, that's not going to really do well on television. How well do you think people are really going to know this? And literally within 24 hours, they had people singing the song Live to Win over and over. And the dude who had he had like the Rockstar cans, the mouse, the like modded PC off to the side, and just sitting there, just clicking away, doing the stuff on that. He's got like the carpal tunnel wrist bracelet, doing the whole deal with everything. It's friggin' hilarious, that episode. So I mean, like they didn't have to really animate much. So that was a good episode. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good episode. So that being said, today here in Utah, we are celebrating a holiday, which does include fireworks, which means we will be going. At least I will be going outside here in a little bit because I've got some fireworks I'd like to light off, which we are allowed to light off fireworks. Those of you who do not know this, in Utah, we celebrate the holiday called Pioneer Day. So, yeah. Pioneer Day is quite an interesting thing. Comes every July 24th. Every July 24th. So, yeah. Every July 24th, brother. Every July 24th, brother. Every July 24th. Is it too soon? Was it too soon to do that? I don't know. You tell me. What was the question? Um, the question. The question was, tell me your favorite Hulk Hogan moment down in the comments below. There was that one. And the second one was, oh, good lord. What was the second one? I can't remember off the top of my head, but don't worry. This time I brought water. That being said, within the last year and a half or so, we have lost way too many legends. I was frozen today. Yeah, that's a good moment. I'm not gonna lie. My personal favorite one, as I stated earlier, was you need to sit down and finish watching the episode or finish watching the movie Gremlins 2, brother. Because if you don't, the Hulkamaniac's gonna come over there and make you sit down. Like, I loved that bit of Gremlins 2. It was hilarious. Like, seriously. I mean, who else could have done that better? You know? So, anyways, let's see. What's another good one? What's another good thing to talk about? Oh, yeah. So, basically, as I stated, we have lost way too many legends within the last year and a half or so. And when I say legends, I genuinely mean like legends. Like, we have lost. Like, let's start off with last year. Last year did not end very well. Did not end very well in the slightest. And what do I mean by that? Well, we ended up losing Britt Allcroft, who was the woman who basically brought who brought Thomas the Tank Engine from the Railway series that the Reverend W. Awdry had wrote for his son. Basically, she brought all of those to the screen. She basically brought all of it to life and said, "Hey, everybody needs to watch this. It's really good." So they had that for a good minute, and or we had that death happen end of 2024. A little bit earlier last month, We also had what's his name? I think it was Gary. It was either Brian Kirkpatrick. Brian. What was it? It was something. It was something Kirkpatrick. I can't remember what it was. Um, but basically, he was the voice for the Pokemon animated series. He was the voice for Professor Oak. He was the voice for Gary. He was I think he was the first voice actor for James, and he voiced Meowth as well in the Pokemon shows. So basically, he passed away, and coincidentally, they all passed away in the realm of this like 70 years old. I believe he was like 71, 72. Britt Allcroft was just turning 80 or had just turned 80. So basically, she was, an interesting one for them, for the world to let go. But basically, there was that. And then after his death, we had Ozzy. And then after Ozzy's death, we had, golly, after Ozzy's death, we had freaking Hulk Hogan, like today. So, I mean, the only thing that could literally change my mind about anything going on in the world would be if like more bands start dying and they all start saying, "Oh, okay, maybe heavy metal isn't good for you." But I don't think so. But anyways, I believe that, if you're gonna rock on, man. Freaking do so. Rock like there's no tomorrow. So, yeah. But, man, so many legends dying so soon. So, oh yeah, not to mention we also lost what's her name from the show MASH. I think it was what was her name? I think it was I think it was Corporal. It was either Corporal or Colonel, or whatever her name was in the show. I think it was something Houlihan, but I'm not 100% certain. Someone let me know in the comments below. It's been a quick minute since I've watched MASH because, I don't live with my grandparents anymore. So, but anyways, there's a couple of people that I'm actually really excited to go meet because I might get to go meet them in September, provided I know what's happening during the day, because um, I'm going to a concert in September as well. At the end of September, there is a concert, there's a heavy metal concert. There is Asking Alexandria, Motionless in White, The Plot in You, and Elvira Mirim. I do not know who Elvira Mirim is. However, someone please tell me that down in the comments below, because I do not know who this person is. I need to know. So I couldn't find anything online, at least not that I could find off the top of what I needed to find. But I will say this. From what I understand, she kicks ass. So yeah. And from what I also understand, she does stuff kind of like vampire-ish from what I've gathered. I don't know if that's true or not. Someone please let me know in the comments below. So yeah. Anyways, that being said, did you also hear about the new announcement for season 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix? And no, I'm not talking about the animated version. I'm talking about the live action version. They wrapped up filming for season 3 because they got the green light to do both season 2 and season 3 simultaneously together, which honestly was quite cool. So I gotta say, it was quite interesting to hear that all of those seasons got green lit, which makes me kind of question what else are they going to do, because I know next year we do have an animated film coming out called The Legend of Aang, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Aang, and that movie's supposed to come out on October 26th, 2026. So, or is it 27th? I can't remember exactly which date, but I know it's supposed to come out in October of next year. So, that movie has been really an interesting one. Why do we need a live action farking? Dude, you can just say fucking everything. I don't care. I'm not going to moderate. like any bad words. I do not moderate that shit. Unless it is a direct slur to somebody within the comments, then yeah, then I'm not gonna moderate that. So, but no, well, okay. I do agree it wasn't necessary, and I really hope that they don't continue with more of live action everything. I really do hope that they stop and they take a look at what they did to Lilo and Stitch and what they did to certain other beloved cartoons. However, I would just like to point this out. I think Transformers did it first and best. I would just like to point that out. That was more for YouTube bots. Don't care. Where YouTube bots can be YouTube bots. I don't care. I'll know it's a bot. You'll know it's a bot, and YouTube will know it's a bot. So I let it go. But anyways, so, but that being said, going back to the live action thing, I'm not gonna lie. There are a couple of things within the live action stuff that I actually have appreciated within recent days. Like, for example, I'm not going to lie, I did quite enjoy the live action version of How to Train Your Dragon. I did quite enjoy that. That was actually, I'm actually not going to lie, that movie was quite a nice surprise from regular old what it was. And then I also went and saw Superman. That was pretty good too. Seriously, if you guys have not gone and seen Superman, I highly suggest you go watch it. It is the best Superman I've seen so far. And I started watching them when I was younger. My dad used to be a Superman nut. Oh my gosh. My dad was such a Superman nut. He decorated my brother and I's room with Superman posters, and he decorated it with like certain things that I don't understand, but could have been worse. So there is that, but yeah. That being said, if you do comment on the stream, you do get shouted out at the end of the video. So do be aware of that if you want to be shouted out. So, yeah. So, but no, I was really entertained by the fact that they literally, the How to Train Your Dragon was very good. I gotta say that was one of the movies that I was really surprised by because it really made me like, okay, this could have easily been done live action first time round, and they didn't need to do the animated one. Like, I truly feel like if it had more traction that it did back when the animated one was being released, I feel like this could have easily been done for a live action audience. I feel like it could have easily been done. Do I think that it was necessary to do right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I think they did a very good job doing so by basically hiring back the original director, hiring back certain actors from the original, like voice actors, to do the live action parts in the original films? I can't say no to any of some of those choices that were done. Like seriously, the guy who did the voice for Stoic or Chief Stoic or whatever his name is, he basically is, or not basically, he is the same guy who did who or he's the guy who they hired for the voice actor for Stoic the Brave. They did it for him in the live action movie. Ah, sorry, I got my words mixed up. Doesn't usually happen. Just today. Just today. So, but no, that was something interesting for sure. So, anyways, let's keep the stream going for another few more minutes. Maybe we'll end it a little early, and I'll do a short of me lighting off some fireworks. So, possibly, if that's what y'all want to see. So. But no, I do feel this. So that speaking of live action stuff again, one more time here, Michael Bay. Oh, hold on here. In the TV show, it was Nolan North who was the voice of the animated Deadpool. I yeah. So, anyways, But anyways, the point. Well, here's the thing though. Ryan Reynolds was pretty much made to play the Deadpool role. We all know this. Don't get me wrong though. Nolan North was really good. He did Stoic as well. Oh, that guy. Okay, okay, okay. I apologize. I didn't know that. I apologize. So, but no, the that was the guy who. So, well, hold on. Did he do? Wait a minute. Nolan North. I was talking about the not the animated TV show. I was talking about the animated movie, like the actual animated movie. So, but no, it's okay. But anyways, so point being, is Michael Bay. He's been signed back on to the Transformers franchise again. And from what I hear, there's a movie in development. The movie was Gerard. Oh yeah, Gerard Butler. That was his name, Gerard Butler. I feel stupid. I feel stupid, but you are correct. It was Gerard Butler. The this is yeah that I know who you're talking about. He also played a number of characters. Like he's played a good number of characters in the last couple of years. But anyways, but the point being is Michael Bay. He has now been linked back to the Transformers franchise after it took a 3 film hiatus from him being the main head guy. So I don't know. I'm really interested to see how Michael Bay comes up with the next movie. I mean, if he can come up with a good movie and do it properly, then I will definitely be in there for that. I mean, I'll definitely be up for it too. I mean, he did very decently with '07 up to Age of Extinction, hence why I have this guy here. However, he can we not? No, we're not going to not talk about it. Unfortunately, you're dealing with a Transformers nerd, so no. So, but the point is I just don't. I think he'd do a good. I think he'd do okay. I'm just really interested to see what he does because the last night was a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. Age of Extinction is where they should have ended it. And yes, they should have definitely done that Bumblebee movie for sure. However, the Bumblebee movie kind of retcons everything '07 and everything last night. So there is that problem. But, if Michael Bay gets his wishes, I mean, it could be due. Oh, no, I meant can we not let Bay come? Well, okay. So technically, he never left on a technical note because he's always been a supporting director for the franchise. Like he helped out Travis Knight. He helped out Stephen Cable Jr. And he was a partial director for the Transformers One movie. So I can't really say he's really been gone. But the thing I can definitely say is that I'm very grateful for the fact that they're giving him another shot at the live actions. I just hope that he listens to his fans again because this movie was terrible. Like, take note, it was a movie that had. Oh, hey, what's going on, Wolf 2000? How you doing? How you doing? So every movie he did contradicted every previous movie in the franchise. No, it did not. Uh, he did everything very well in the Transformers franchise from Transformers 2007 up to Transformers Age of Extinction. Age of Extinction was not terrible. It was a very good ending point. It was a very good stopping point. That was where he should have stopped it and gone and done his prequel movies like he planned. However, I am very frustrated in the sense that, yes, The Last Night was horrendously bad. Story-wise, it was all over the place. It was everywhere. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I can tell you that it had some good moments there. And it had, like, It was a terrible ice cream at Baskin Robbins, but they gave you pistachio to start, right? Like they gave it. This is a talk we will need to do on Discord at some point. Wasn't you a while back that was insulted by living in your mom's basement comment? Yeah, that was me. I was slightly insulted because, hey, uh, by that one idiot. Yeah, he no longer's around. He no longer sticks around. But now the point. But I don't really care anymore because I've got better plans to deal with. But anyways, so but the reason why I say it was okay for from Transformers 2007 to Age of Extinction was because Age of Extinction was a great stopping point. Optimus Prime left Earth to go and find his makers. Okay? Perfect stopping point. Then they could have completely redone their what they wanted to do. They could have done the Bumblebee movie that they wanted to do. They could have done all of that. And yet they chose to reboot the whole franchise not once but twice. So I can't really say that it's been a bad ride because they've given some good blockbusters. Like, don't get me wrong, if you walked into the last night drunk off of your ass, or stoned off your ass, or high out of your mind, or whatever it be, I guarantee you it was a perfect movie. Okay? I guarantee you, you were like, dude, it's the greatest movie ever. Oh, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong. That I can understand. If you're walking in there sober and willingly say that that was a good movie, I think you've got problems. And I think you definitely need to get them fixed. So please don't forget that. But, anyways, to continue with that, that being said, Alexander Rothschild, this was the Transformer that I was speaking about. This is the Target crossover exclusive. So, one thing I will say that made me laugh about this character is not just the fact that the part of the repair bay comes as a price gun, which just made me laugh, but you didn't see anything. Anyways, pop this open and the Matrix is Target shaped. Why did they not make this guy their mascot? I seriously think this guy would have made a really good mascot. So, but yeah. So there's all of that fun stuff. That being said, looks like a recolored Scourge. It is a recolored Scourge. In fact, it's actually a recolored G2 Laser Prime. Because that mold was what Scourge was stolen from. So, yeah. I agree. I miss Chester Bennington too. I agree. With that being said, we did have a I did have a quick question that I did ask everybody earlier, which was, what is your favorite Linkin Park song? And my personal favorite was Powerless. In the End was in there. Breaking the Habit was also in there. Let's see, who else did we have in here? We also had, oh good lord, Kryptonite. That one was also in there. Faint was also in there. So yeah, I do agree. He will forever be remembered, along with Chris Cornell. And also, if I have to throw in another name as well, let's also not forget the one, the only, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. But we have them to thank for it, and I also think we've also got to thank Freddie Mercury for some of that stuff too. So, yeah. One More Light is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie though, that song I have to not listen to because it is such a tearjerker. So I cried the first time I listened to it. So it's the very first time I listened to it, I cried because I knew that was one of his last songs, but I knew there was more to come because Linkin Park made some announcements saying they still had some stuff from some old hard drives and some old recordings and stuff like that. So they basically, like, when in 2020, what was it, 2023? They re-released Numb, or not Numb. They re-released Meteora, and they released a bunch of the lost tracks from that one. From what I understand, it kind of made me entertained by the fact that what was it? There were two songs that were in the runner-up that were going to replace Numb, and I can't remember exactly which one it was. There was Fighting with Myself. Lost. That's what it was. There was Fighting with Myself. There was Lost, Evermore the Victim, and then Friendly Fire that came out. But Friendly Fire was supposed to come out on the One More Light album. That was supposed to be the very last one. So should have stayed where the signs I ignored. Can I help you not hurt anymore? We saw brilliance. Oh yeah. Should have stayed were the signs I ignored. Can I help you not to hurt anymore? We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things that we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Oh man, sorry. Yeah, dude, I loved that song. That song is a wonderful song to just sit there. If you're ever having a bad day, take note. I'm gonna say this, not if you're having a bad day, but if you're having a day where you're missing somebody and you're missing a relative who's passed away, or straight up if you're just missing Chester, just listen to that one. So, yeah. Dead by Sunrise. That's what it was. Not Dead by Moonlight, but that's what it was. Not Dead by Daylight. So, but no, that's such a good song. I cannot complain. I cannot complain. So, however, I gotta say, Friendly Fire's a good one too. That's a good song as well. So, yeah. We'll keep the stream going for another few minutes here. There's only one album. Yeah, there is only one album there that I know. So, but anyways, we'll keep the stream going for another maybe 7 minutes or so, and then we'll end it there at about 9 p.m. ish. So we can do that. But now, that being said, if you are a Linkin Park fan, there is a band that is eerily similar to them, and I don't know if I can shout them out enough. That being said, they're dropping a new single tomorrow, which is I'm actually really excited for. But the band is called From Ashes to New, and they've done several things. Hold on, have you listened to Carousel? Yeah, I listened to Carousel. It's a pretty good one. Oh wait, the EP? I don't know if I listened to the entire EP. I think I listened to like half of it before there was new stuff that was coming out that I had to attend to. Not saying that Linkin Park isn't worth attending to, but there are other things to listen to other than Linkin Park some days. So I'm not gonna lie to you though. You know, Linkin Park is a good band to listen to. So it is a good band to listen to. So, but no, there's a song that they did, and I got to witness it live in concert. They did their, what was it? It was the, so they did their panicking. They did their, what was it? They did their the Future album. I'm talking about From Ashes to New here. They did their album The Future in about like 2014, or not 2014, in like 2015, 2016. 2017 to 2018 was when they really started to gain more traction. And then in 2019, they were going to release a single called Panic, which, I gotta be real with you, that is the most Linkin Park song I've ever heard in my life. Like, seriously. it starts out so soft and mellow, and then it just goes like boom hard, immediately on key. So like I gotta say, shout out to by the way, and I've met these guys; they're really good. Shout out to Matty Madrio, Matty Mullins, Lance the Pants, otherwise known as Lance, otherwise known as the dude who will eat your face off. Um, and also, shout out to it's a good song. What's it called? Wait, what's it called? The song is called Panic, and the band is called From Ashes to New. But they did a song in 2023? No, might have been 2023, but they did a song in 2023 called Nightmare, and the song is so heavy. Okay, now they were touring with, I think it was 4 or 5 other groups. So it was From Ashes to New, Point North, Elijah, Echo, and Fix. Those were the guys who were on tour. And they did a song called Nightmare. And on that song, they had an artist, the artist by the name of Echo. By the way, totally love this dude as well. I would highly suggest you go check him out. He did a remixed version of In the End with I can't remember exactly who, but dude, seriously, go listen to it. It's a trip and a half to listen to. So, but the song that I was referring to again, Wolf 2000, it was called Panic, and the band is called From Ashes to New. So basically, they did a song where Echo kind of just jumped up on stage and stole the show for a moment. So, all right, I'm about to listen to Panic. Oh, dude, it's really good. By the way, you need to like read the little usurp that comes before the song. The reason why I say that is because the bullshit that they had to go through in 2020 to release this song. Hey, yo, what's up, Skibbity Jacket? Welcome to the stream. It's been a quick minute since we've seen you. Been a quick minute since we've seen you. So, but basically, they were trying to release the song in 2019, but they didn't have enough airtime to do it. And then they decided, okay, well, we'll go film the music video and drop the song in, I think it was February of 2020. And then March of 2020, the whole country shut down. Everybody had to wear masks. Everybody had to go do all of this. And my favorite part about this is the fact that it was basically just supposed to be a song about social anxiety, and the song turned into a massive hit because of how, or when they released it, how they released it, how they got the video filmed, to which, by the way, they did replace and were respectful to the office that they destroyed, which basically, when they were filming the music video for Panic, there was an office building that they were like, okay, well, we'll let you film your music video here. We have no problem with that. But if you break anything, you're paying for it. So they broke a few keyboards. I think they broke a few monitors. And then after that, they're like, nope, we'll pay for all of that. It's just cheap stuff. We'll take care of it. We'll go to, Home Depot, or we'll go to freaking, what was it? I think they went to like, Staples or something like that, and they bought a bunch of new stuff for them, and it was really sweet to hear about. So, but yeah, so the song is amazing. Band's called From Ashes to New. The guy who is like their version of Chester Bennington, he is he is like he freaking kills it, and they've done a few songs with him singing as Chester Bennington. Okay, so far it's giving Mike Shinoda vibes. Give it just a minute. It'll start getting very Chester Bennington shortly here. So it'll give you Chester Bennington vibes here shortly. When you get to the but I'm gone, I'm caught in a panic, I'm lost and I'm damaged. Can't find my way. All I want is someone to save me, 'cause I am fading and I can't escape. Oh yeah, it's such a good song. Such a good song. So, but yeah, no, 2 minutes in definitely gives you a Mike Shinoda vibe. But after like 3 minutes, it definitely gives you whole Linkin Park vibes. Just gives you the whole Linkin Park vibe. So yeah, I think it works out pretty darn good. So there's them. I gotta say, it was quite interesting listening to another band that's also really good and also kind of gives the vibe of Linkin Park-ish. Is I definitely would highly suggest Black Veil Brides. They're pretty good too. From Ashes to New though, they're definitely one of like, if not my one of my top favorites in metal and the metal and rock scene for sure. So I can't complain about that. So you listen. I have listened to Evanescence. By the way, From Ashes to New, they also did a version of what was it? Bring Me to Life. Yeah, they did a version of that. They did 3 albums while they were under quarantine. They basically were just told, hold on here, YouTube sucks for me and doesn't notify me with notifications on, so I have to guess that's why I'm late. I was bored and these lives are kind of interesting. Well, hey, I mean, that's awesome that you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Today's kind of an interesting day because, like I stated earlier in the stream, it is Pioneer Day. So, probably in the next, like, 15, 20 minutes, people are going to be launching fireworks and they're going to be getting drunk, just like they did on 4th of July. So, the Pioneer Day here in Utah is supposed to celebrate the day that the Mormons came over from Pennsylvania to Utah to escape religious persecution, which honestly is a good, worthy thing to celebrate. However, I just don't think it should be celebrated like it is. Because a lot of people here in Utah misconstrue that and they just choose to get drunk and do the whole thing that 4th of July does and St. Patrick's Day, New Year. It's basically just an excuse to drink here. And I really don't like that. Especially when the religion that they're trying to celebrate crossing over was, non-alcoholic religion. By the way, the 20th was Chester's 8-year anniversary. I know it was his. I know exactly what. I know it was the anniversary of his passing. I'm very much aware of that. So, like this year, like this month has got some pretty sad stuff going on with it. So, yeah. But anyways, like I said, we'll keep the stream going here for another 8 or so minutes, and then we shall end it, and I shall go outside, film fireworks. I'll upload a short for you guys. So, I'm crossing my fingers Mike doesn't go. Yeah, I don't know. We'll take note. Mike's not gonna go for a little bit. He's got way too much on his plate. Mike Shinoda has way too much stuff on his plate for him to die. And I'm gonna be real with you. The only person who I'm sussed out by in the new Linkin Park is Emily, and I don't really care. The whole summer was interesting. I know he's like 50. He's like 50 though. Yeah, but again, take note. If we're going by rock and roll standards, Ozzy Osbourne died at 76. And Mike Shinoda did not live the same life that Ozzy Osbourne did. Like, friggin' Mike Shinoda isn't jumping up on stage and biting the heads off of bats. Like, Mike Shinoda is not jumping up on stage and doing a line of cocaine in front of the crowd. Like, if anything, Mike Shinoda is saving lives from the crowd. There have been concerts where Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington have stopped shows because they're like, oh my gosh, there's people in the crowd getting hurt. Hey, we're stopping the show. This person over here is hurt. You might want to get up and go take care of that. They usually get to the person. He did that? Yes, he did. Ozzy Osbourne lived the life of a freaking rock star. Dude, I got another story for you that happened in London. Okay? In London. This was reported by, I can't remember exactly which one it was. It might have been the London Times or whatever the local newspaper was in that town. Ozzy Osbourne went to a bar, got piss hammered drunk, and totally got piss hammered drunk, removed all of his clothing, and walked out of the bar naked. and walked down the road. And when the police officers stopped him and pulled him over and arrested him, they said, "Why did you do that? You're a little too drunk. Why are you even walking?" And he said, "If I'm going to go into a bar and have a drink, I'm going to go into a bar and get wasted." Yeah, he did. Yes, Ozzy Osbourne has taken acid on stage. Bro literally had been smoking weed for frickin' ever. I mean, dude, let's continue with the fact that he literally was dared and did this whilst also high on acid at a zoo. Someone dared him, and he literally, saw a pile of ants on the ground and literally snorted the freaking ants literally snorted it. Yes, you are absolutely right. These the rock and roll stars from the 70s and the 80s, you do not want to, hell, even the 90s, you did not want to party with them because you knew if you partied with them, there was a good chance you were going to die. Yeah, there was a good chance you were going to die if you partied with any of them. I will not say the same for Chester and Mike Shinoda. I will not say the same for Linkin Park. Chester himself, I will say this. Chester had his demons, as everybody does. And Chester removed he removed himself and his demons away from the band so that the band themselves did not get any pushback from what he himself was doing. Like, the dude also had a crazy life as well. Like, I know Chester was addicted to alcohol. I know he was addicted to meth. I also know the dude would disappear in odd hours of the night, come back the next day, kill a vocal, and then go home and just crash for the next day. Like, I totally know that Chester also did live the life of a rock star. However, the dude also kind of pulled himself out of that for a while. And, I mean, I do know that these guys do live lives that are not great for everything and or great for anybody. But at the same time, they also do certain things that do help people, have helped people, and honestly will continue to help people for the rest of time. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with here on this live stream. If there's anything you can take away from this live stream, is that the legends that have created all of our things, no, not all rock stars are drug addicts, I'll be honest with you. However, there is one rock star or pop star that I know of who hasn't really turned to drugs yet, but I don't know this for a fact. And that was because I also grew up with the kid. So, yeah, there is one I can tell you, Benson Boone. I can tell you he definitely may or may not be. I don't think he's on drugs. I'm fairly certain he isn't on drugs. His parents would kill him for sure. But I don't know for sure. But I know there are people who definitely do lots of things that, they don't know that they're doing them because they're being some people don't know they're doing them. Some people do. Some people are pressured into it. Some people are told to do it by their managers because it'll make them look better. Things of that nature. Like, I mean, seriously, there was a Pamela Anderson commercial for beer, and she was 17. So I can't get on board with some of that stuff, but I will say this. They're not drug addicts until they are drug addicts. So, yeah. I can tell you, not everybody's a drug addict. Not all rock stars are drug addicts. I can definitely tell you that. I can tell you who is definitely not a drug addict. Actually, I have no idea if this is the case or not, but Lamb of God, they are definitely not. They're not doing drugs for sure. Basically talking about he died for our sins type deal. I can totally understand that. They ain't doing drugs. They're singing their hearts out, at least to my knowledge. But I don't know. I don't know. Basically, the whole deal is look into your pop stars and your idols and the people that you like worshiping. Look into their histories before you actually start doing stuff about that. So, yeah. Anyways, we are going to end the stream here this evening, so that is going to be it for tonight. So thank you to Alexander Rothschild, Zaga the Animator, Natwa Dumela, Connie Sheehy, Zaga the Animator, once again. Let's also throw in there Wolf 2000 as well. Also, let's throw in Skibbity Jacket as well. And let's also not forget to throw out our good friends, Riveted Railfan, Riveted Reviews, Patrick's Voice Rail. I got that right this time. But Patrick's Voice Rail, Jordy's Rail Videos, Bravely GG, Take Along Productions, and iStar552, along with our good friend, one more time, Alexander Rothschild. He is our good friend as well in the comments below. So please do not forget to check them out, as I stated. And this is Thomas-fan01 saying, do not forget to keep paying attention to your local icons. And once again, do not forget to geek out. Goodbye.